Good night, good night to all those who are now joining. A pleasant good evening, good night, good morning, good afternoon to you, whichever part of the world you're now joining. This is Dr. Matthews. So I'll take another minute before I start. Good night to you all. But tonight, it is the night for you, members of the diaspora, Guyanese of the diaspora, and Guyanese home here in Guyana, to call in and protest. So before I open up the phone lines, I want to let you know that you can call in and you can voice your opinions. I don't have a problem. I will let you do so. Even if you're not for the opposition and you for the present administration, I want you to call in. Tonight is a night I'm giving you your chance to call in and let me hear what is on your mind, what is on your chest, what is on the table of your heart, so we can better understand each other. Tonight is that night. No cursing, no name calling. Every name calling for me. No cursing, no name calling. When I mean cursing, the use of foul or indecent language. You know, we Guyanese like to say the word cursing or cussing. None of that. Calling and say what you gotta say. Call, you could talk who name and out, it doesn't matter. Okay? And no lead up to violence. You know, Gavin Matthews don't deal with violence. So I want to let you know that up front on that. So I'm going to start before anything else. Good night to you from Guyana, to the Caribbean Isles, the West Indian Isles, the Pacific Isles, the British Virgin Isles, the US Virgin Isles, Maldives, Mexico, US, Canada, EU, UK, China, Hong Kong, Beijing, Japan. We got some Guyanese living in Taiwan. I don't know how to meet till there, but I got some Guyanese living there. A few of them, one and two of them. To those who are looking at me from the Asian Peninsula, and those from Tajikistan and Uzbekistan. It's got some Guyanese in Pakistan too. Yes, there are Guyanese all over the world, you know. From the Australian continent to the New Zealand Isles and the Tonga Isles to the African continent, or from the continent of Africa. That includes the Middle East and the Middle West and the Middle North and the Middle South and Africa itself, because I don't know, it's a set of Middle East these colonizers are coming up with. They're always middling. To those from the South American continent, as far away as places like Chile and Argentina and Brazil and Colombia, Venezuela, Suriname, French and Dutch Guyana, the Netherlands, Curacao. Those places that we can find in the South American continent. Good evening from Guyana. Good night to those who are looking. And to those who are not well and ill, a speedily recovery. But before we get on to that, I must let you know that I myself is not well. I may endure some underlying, or what we call conditions, medical conditions, underlying medical conditions. You know, and I'm still fighting with it. And I love the fight. Because as I fight with it, I fight with the de facto administration. And we may say underlying, but the word is pre-existing condition. Or whichever one, underlying or pre-existing, it doesn't matter. But I'm an example of a survivor. And I fight. I fight. So to those who are now looking, and especially those in the diaspora, those in the on the continent of the United States of America, or as a matter of fact, those that are living in the United States of America, not the continent. Continent got a couple more other countries. And I expect that you go out tomorrow and support the protest at the United Nations building. You know, I expect that you join with your Guyanese colleagues, your Guyanese friends and families who will be going out there. Guyanese from all walks of life to join in protest against this de facto administration, because the dunce will be up there to talk about Guyana. And I've already read a lot of things that he has went to observe, but nothing much, basically. Went and complained how the COVID is getting out of hand and he needs money. You know, God show how it's getting out of hand. God get them specialists. I wonder if Sarah and Lynch going to help you with some of them specialists. You know? I wonder if Sarah going to help you with some of them specialists. But, as I say, it is what it is. Guyana on the rise. Gavin Matthews shows on the fight. Gavin Matthews is in himself is a resistance. I resist everything. Everything. Everything that will enslave another human being, I resist. That's why I'm here, resisting on the social media. And I want to say, whilst our dear dunce president is over there trying to, well, it's a de facto anyhow. Imagine, you know, the man in place, they will put this, they installed the man there. But oh Lord, you know, he's somebody like me who ain't got all the qualifications to his name. But he's not even trying to be like me, who can speak and put things over because I constantly read. I'm self-taught, self-educated. I don't think he went down, you know, it's like, poor chaps, he went to I-Flat University, and yet still doesn't sound like if he come from a preschool. You know, look, when I come back to Guyana, somebody help you out with some phonics classes. Maybe he needs to be taught how to form words and sound eloquent. I believe so. But let the protests begin. To those who are looking, to those who want to call in, you can call in and protest. Remember, I'm giving you a 5-minute period, and you can call in and you can say what you want to say. No cursing, no use of foul language either. I mean, you know, don't call nobody names. Don't call nobody foul names. That belongs to me. Let I do it. Otherwise than that, call in and state your dissatisfaction. You know, state your dissatisfaction. To those who was on the social media, the photograph on Twitter, I don't know, it's me right there. And you know, the guy's so sensible. He got some sense. The words he can't spell, he just begin with the first 3 letters and give him a scribble at the end. Oh, presidents. I tell you what, hey, this place got love. Guyana is not a real place indeed, man. You know, it's like, oh my gosh. They say we're a banana republic, but these people behaving like we really is a banana republic, boy. We got a complete brain drain, so all we left with is sheer crackheads. You know? Yeah. This is how we left with. Sheer crackheads. We got a complete brain drain in this country. You check. So as they graduate from the University of Guyana and they get a degree, the first place they're looking is to beat out. You know? Yeah, so what we left with now? Beer laugh. All of it there in the PPP. Beer laugh by. Who ain't liar, doctor. All them got some abbreviation to the name. You know? All them got abbreviation to the name and they ain't what? They ain't worth a good clean toilet. Oh my gosh. I tell you what. Then So Throat, I think I was made to understand So Throat accompanied him. I don't know if it's true. Right? But somebody needs to help our country, and one of those persons is me. Because I love my country. And I don't want people to keep laughing at us. They laugh at us for everything. They say we're too passive, we don't want to get up and fight for our own rights. You know? They say we're too ignorant, we sit down and allow ignorance to rule us. Indeed. I thought Anil was a specialist in the law, constitutional law, and all these laws. I thought he was a specialist. But now I get to realize the guy is such not knowledgeable of the fact that when he speaks, it's only his pre-existing condition speaks for him. He knows to use words, indeed, but to craft them in the proper sentence is his problem. You ever listen to him? Ever take a good listen to that young chap? Oh my gosh. Oh, by the way, though, to those who are now joining in, don't forget the protest at the United Nations building in New York. I think it's in Manhattan. Don't forget to attend that protest. Don't forget to walk with your flag, walk with your bottle of water, walk with your face mask, stand up, put your fist in the air for Guyana. Let people see that clenched fist, no matter who you are or where you're coming from, what ethnic group you belong to. If you love this country, go there, participate in that protest. If you want to come from all the way from Canada, start traveling tonight. Because the protest is early in the morning. It starts about 7:30 because I think that's when the first speaker, I think the president is the third speaker. Yes. So I am calling on you to assist and support the protest. It is for your country. It is for the good of your country. And it's you saying no to a de facto regime that was installed and not legitimate. You understand? But the protest is on. Even though I may be on now, I think I have another 30 minutes left because I have an engagement that I have to attend to that needs the attention of Gavin Matthews. So up on the 7 o'clock hour, I have until 7:30. And I appreciate all those who have joined, who would have joined in now to participate. And I say to you, let's get this ball rolling. Let's stand up and fight for our rights. Let's protest. Let's stay home and protest. Let's join GBO, Ghana Economic Blackout. Let's send a message to this de facto regime, to this de facto and terrorist regime. Let's send that message. When they done more to the businessman, they're gonna tell to, yes, when they done more to the businessman, they jump on the plane and they gone to the, we call it. Okay, let's hold a minute for me, please. Let me take the first call. A pleasant good night to you. Welcome to the GMS Live, Voice of Democracy. Protest, protest, protest. Go ahead.
Good night, Dr. Matthews.
Good night to you, sir.
I have some points to ponder. Number one, which other race in Guyana's history, as we are said to be a country of 6 races. Which other race in our country's history have people that is as dark as I am? You know, there's only 2 races in Guyana. You could say that. You know, okay. So there's a point I just ponder, and you know, so why are we saying, you know, why are we saying one Guyana? And I think that one Guyana means one race of people in Guyana. You know,
well,
some other points
I can add in if you want me to add in. I can add.
Go ahead.
They ain't got no pure African. They ain't got no pure East Indian. They ain't got no pure Portuguese. They ain't even got the purest Chinese. I mean, other than them are coming now, they're coming in droves. But I telling you, which we ain't got no pure Amarillo. Well, we call them rain already, right? We got some pure ones. But them is the ones that get discovered yet. You understand? We ain't got no pure nothing. So I don't know what they're talking about. These people mix up here. Guyana as a country. It's so huge that they got the largest cocoa price ever in the South American continent and the Caribbean and West Indian nations.
Right.
Go ahead, though.
And we are saying one people. Our de facto president is saying one people, but where you see on the ground, on the actual life in Guyana, the one people mean one race of people.
But he doesn't count himself as being one race of people. He counts himself as being a Chatri. Oh no, I can't say so. The Hindus call themselves Chatri, like
yeah, he's a Muslim.
Yes, this one here is a Muslim.
They have a class.
But the thing is that the guy black. He blacker than black. I somehow or the other, I don't know. I'm trying to. By the way, go ahead. Don't let me cut you because I tried to study about these people.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes. So it's just points to ponder, you know. Things to think about. You know, I wonder also if the international community, for example, the United Nations, if they are not, if they are aware that our de facto president is going there, you know, and I heard that he is, they will be traveling to Africa. Somebody from the government will be traveling to Africa to do business or to, you know, strengthen relationship. I wonder if they think that they could corrupt those people like how they corrupt and rule Guyana, you know. I wonder those things also. And I wonder if the other countries, the ABC countries, I wonder if they are the ones who are using them as pawns to get at other people, you know, because sometimes I think that they take instructions. Sometimes I don't think they govern of their own will, you know. And these things I ponder, because the more you see, the more things you listen, the more you follow, the more things unfold, you know. And I just wonder, but these guys are lost, man. One thing they know to do good is to rule corruptly.
No, hold on, Skipper. That sounds too political correct. One thing they know for do good is thief. This what they know for do good. thief. And in the process of doing so, lots of people die because they have mass suicide. No, sorry, mass. What's the word I should use? Oh my gosh, man! Look, wherever there's got too much of killing. You understand?
Yeah.
So they intend to maybe kill out everybody. No, not mass execution. You know, the words just come to my mouth steady, but genocide.
Anyway, I understand what you mean.
Genocide. Okay. They love that because under Jack Dio's reign, 1,000 plus Guyanese dying. That's a lot. And now we come back for third term. You expect another 1,000 for dead, more than that. Look the killing of the businessman just the other day, walking your house. Police don't mistake nobody for nobody. Just get direct information. You understand?
I believe that.
Just get direct. No, I'm telling you, Guyanese police.
It didn't happen by accident.
Just get direct information.
And head up at that particular house.
You understand?
Kick down the door because they saw where they
then when they don't commit the murder, they send the house slave Robeson Ben. You understand? For go and rain his nonsense on the people.
You know, if I was those people, he wouldn't cross my gate.
I would have chased you out.
Oh, yeah, he wouldn't cross my gate. Public road.
No, I would allow him to come in, make sure when the cameras come in, they start hollering upon you like a dog. Chase you out.
Because it's more, although it is sorrowful and mournful, it's also embarrassing that the minister of what they call it, I don't know if they say, what they call it?
Home Affairs.
Home Affairs. The minister of Home Affairs coming to my house to make sympathy that they don't know who harder this group of thugs to kill the man. You know? I don't understand. When they say that it's SWAT team, I bet that SWAT team have some other people who are not registered at police.
No, but here is the problem. Even if they got to register as police, even if they're old enough to become a policeman, they have to be special constabulary. You understand?
Yes. But what I'm trying to say is, I wonder if some of them come through the military ranks, then from the police, from the training school, or from whether the army or wherever they come from. I wonder if they're just rank civilians who have a dirty record and character, and they're using these kind of people under the police. You know, we need to hold our police force accountable, you know, for their daily actions, because it seems like the steam from oppression is coming through them. That's my viewpoint.
Oh yes. It gotta come through them. That's the only oppressive enforce. That's the only how should I put it over?
Body that they could use or
that is the only constitutional oppressive organization that the government can use. No, that's the only constitutional body that the government, the de facto regime, can use to oppress the people. That's the word I should use.
Well, yes, Mr. Martin. That's why we have to use the Constitution that the police is supposed to govern by against them. Or in other words, we'll have to use it to bring them accountable for their actions.
That is why
we'll find the good ones and we'll find the good ones and we'll find the bad ones.
Of course.
And then it might lead back to where the orders come from.
Well, everybody know who gave the orders. Because no matter how much you run around a table, they play with musical chairs, orders come from right there. Right now it's musical chairs they're playing. So under Ben, the acting commissioner, the assistant commissioner of administration, which is, what's his name? We name again?
Mr. Happy.
No, Happy is the acting commissioner of police. The assistant commissioner of administration is this short guy, man. What's his name again?
I don't know.
Hickins. Right. And the crime chief Nobody is Ben, Commissioner Hickens, and Blanham. Nobody know who for take the blame. Nobody right now you want to take the blame. They're passing it down. So who you think can get the blame? Who think can get the blame? Not the officer who is in charge of them tonight. They can collect you, they can choke you, they can pull it tongue out your mouth.
Yes.
They can tell you by you got to take the rap.
The word that people use now is that they're going to shine you under the bus.
Yeah, you got somebody got to get thrown under the bus. So Hickens don't want to lose the pension.
Anyhow, it's not a laughing matter. We should hold them accountable.
Yes, they should be held accountable by telling you this.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I'm saying to you, somebody must be held accountable. Somebody. So you can't run away like that. You can't just murder a man in front of the family and think that's it and send the house slave. You understand that in charge of all the cattle slavers, those who are in the fields who just beat the slaves. So they send the house slave in charge of the slavers and enslave the slaves. You understand? For come and tell me the same thing will coming out of we masters mouth since how much thousands and hundreds of years ago. Well, boy, if you run away, you'll see what will happen to you. What happened to him will happen to you, right, boy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what they send you to tell people.
Well, I think the family for the deceased guy there, Mr. Oren, or son, I think the family, I think they have more, they are more well informed of who they have to deal with and so on. And I hope they would make any kind of a rash decision pertaining to dealing with the police. They just, matter of fact, don't just listen to them. Don't engage in any agreement with them.
Man, right. Man, me even want to listen to them. All these boys is criminals. I don't want to listen to them. You understand me? You check who this de facto administration employed to put as senior officers above other people. All of them are questionable characters. All of them.
That's true.
They're questionable characters.
How? So, on a greater note, not cutting you as we just say. On a greater note, though, the de facto president going to the United Nations and trying to talk about black people's slavery and it is beyond apology and all this kind of thing, whereas he's doing exactly the opposite to what he's saying. The world should know these things. He's exactly anti-black. He's apartheid black, regime. Going to say about apology for black people. These people are hypocrites, man. I hope the world is seeing them for what they are.
No, hold on. Hold on. Hear what happened. I like when we got this conversation because somehow the others be so focused that they don't like me. Now, when he's going there to talk about apologies to black people now enslaved they weren't, when you see he's saying that, it's because he hasn't a constituency, our elections called now, today, tomorrow, 5 years from now, they still lose. I ain't got nobody for vote for them. All the people vote for them and fly out this country. They don't have a constituency. So who they gotta look at to see if they get votes? And not the same black man over there killing, with them murdering in the streets. That murderer for vice president that got sitting up top there, he's a stone cold murderer. Yeah, I'm telling you, this be years. I'm frightening them boys.
He's like the devil himself walking.
No. Don't call it the devil really in charge of that. He in charge of your own thing. Here, I'm gonna tell you this. I don't know why he's blaming the devil. You understand me? You don't make we do the things and we do. We gotta make the choice. This is why he has helped you be held accountable with the things that you do. You can make your choices, but you can't make the consequences of your choices. You understand?
That's true.
That's why, of course, that's why Sore Throat got sit down and study how we can go down.
Yeah. That's true.
He doesn't have a constituency. If an election called tomorrow, the PPP can't win, they lose by a margin. They didn't lose by a margin, they lose by a landslide. Because them not got constituency. You can imagine how they lose this election. They extract the 80% of the military votes that imagine they didn't even stamp for count. That's half which that sit on their GCOM. You understand? That didn't even count and the PPP still lose. You hear what I tell you? They left all the giant service votes and the PPP still lose an election. So how are they going to win? They don't have a constituency. You understand? I don't like get fired up at all. Sorry. Go ahead. Let's get steamy.
No, we should
It looked like I kind of lost that caller. I think, yes, it looks so. But I want to say to all those who are looking, just remember tonight is your calling. I somehow, I can't help it. When you're calling to talk, I try to keep my mouth a little silent because I'm so fired up. These people, I don't know why we playing games with these people. These people don't care about Guyanese. Them boys want the only looking for the pocket. They got you dying out in the streets every single day and they don't care. And if you're dead, they can kill you. If you ain't dead, they can kill you. Imagine they're practicing racism upon their own people, their own constituency. You understand me? I can't get... Yes, Kepa, I think I lost you there just now. Sorry about that. Hello. Like I'm still not getting him. So these people don't care nothing. So I want you to call in and protest. Call in and protest. Hold on, which person say? Oh, you're right. Indeed, the PPP is masters of the rigging. Because you can imagine, let me tell you how I think some of we ain't got plenty sense. You can imagine. Hold on, here they say 47 ballot boxes torn up without no furnishing documents. And 95% of the votes in those ballot boxes are for the PPP. And then the PPP can turn around and tell the APNU that they rigged the election. Here, the day, I think some people laugh, tell them see poopsie. Because it's bare comics we got. How can a governing party rig an election in favor of the opposition? I mean, I'm saying, which part of our intellect or in our brain we have the capacity to accept such BS, such nonsense? Seriously, think about it. Seriously, looking and think about it. How can a governing party, I mean, Guyanese, what sense does it make? And not only that, these 47 ballot boxes is about 17,000 votes. You hear me? 17,000 votes. The spoiled ballot box, the spoiled ballots that voted for the PPP and the PPP still lose the election, friend. Adding the spoiled ballots and the PPP still lose the election. These people lose so bad that they can't even contest the next election. You know what they got to do? They got to make friends with a foreign government that will keep them installed all the time. That's what they're trying to do. So it'll be a continuous installation. Thank you from Gavin Matthews tonight. That is their next motive. They could never call an election. They could never do like Trudeau and call a snap election. You think they will do that? Since when the will of the people is not respected anymore? And we sit down and accept all of that. Seriously. We sit down and accept that bullcrap that was presented to us, that we feel or tell ourselves we can't do nothing more or nothing less. I mean, serious? Are you joking? Think about it. These boys can't win an election. Not even by a margin. It should tell you something about our opposition now. Because since I know that they know that the PPP can't win an election and now they're out, it tells me how weak they are. Or, according to Guyanese normal phrase of thinking somebody get paid. I don't think so. I refuse to believe so. Because the question in every Guyanese mind that voted for the APNU AFC between East Indian and Africans and all of them who voted for the APNU AFC is still on their mind, it's still fresh. How did a party with no constituency win an election and got the audacity in the belly to stand up and say it was somewhat credible? And when you're done there in power now, you don't turn and tell yourself, well, yes, we're installed. What are you going to do about it? Such ice pass, eh? Such ice pass, eh? Guyanese, all. Why y'all listen to me carefully? When the PPP took power, their constituency realized that they were more cruel than the claim of the PNC. You know why? They ran out of this country and never turned back. When Jack Dio and his henchmen, the drug lords, took over this country, people left with speed. You hear what I'm telling you? People who could afford it left this country with speed, never look back. We have one of the largest migration in a 50-year period. You know what I'm telling y'all? We have one of the largest migration in a 15-year period. It took nearly 32 years. 32 years for Guyanese run out of this country. Within that 32 years, 15 years it took for the largest migration ever in the history of Guyana to run out this country with speed. People left these shores with the intention of not coming back, and the foreign agencies of those foreign countries knew that. Because when they touched down in the country and the place where they said they're going, they never turn up. They've gone different, separate places, pick up a new identity. It was waiting there for them. Hold on. And the players continue to play with you people each and every day, not a day pass without BJ give a new parade. Well, here was happening. Miss what? Patricia Calder. I think that's your name. Why don't call the phone and let's have that conversation? Tonight is your night. Call me and I can tell you why I keep repeating myself by the 47 ballot boxes. Because just like how the people that you support, this practice racism day in and day out, they keep repeating it all the time. You say a year and a half, at least you're counting right, but they just repeat it all the days of your life. And they keep repeating it all the days until when you left just like them, like a racist Miss Calder. You understand? So if they could keep repeating the racist garbage that comes out of their mouth and it takes over your epiphany, it makes it hard for you. And it makes it hard for your cerebral capacity to think on its own. It has to be spoon-fed by a flourish of nonsense and garbage. It stink, it's dirty and terrible. You got the audacity to talk about 47 ballot boxes. Should be the last person. I in the mood. I in the mood. I got here. Not for y'all frighten this brain of mine. Because me sit down and waste time. I just like BJ. When he sit down and thinking for more than y'all, I sit down and thinking of making you uncomfortable. Call my phone. Yeah, why y'all do? I got time for talk to y'all tonight. Don't hesitate. Thank you very much for calling back. Good evening to you.
Yes, good evening. I just want to interject something in this conversation. I wonder if the Guyana situation is playing out like a movie. You ever seen movies when they go and they take out these notorious criminals from jail to catch somebody outside or to do something, or the police or the government or whatever, they take out somebody from prison, say, only you could catch that man or only you could do this job for us. And if you don't do it, we're going to make you get a longer time in here. They kind of hold you at ransom to do something for them. Something illegal, matter of fact. Wonder if the Guyana situation is like the countries, the overseas countries that have this power. Hold the Guyana government. Most of them.
Let me help you to understand. Let me help you to understand what's going on. All the Latin American countries, all the Caribbean nations, West Indian nations, Latin America, South America, are being controlled by an organization you call the Organization of American States, which works through the United States of America. Now, if they don't feel like they like you, believe you me, you will be overthrown. And they ain't got no elections can stop them from installing who they feel like.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean?
I get it.
This is not a movie. Yeah. It's reality. We could use the Haitian president for one. Since they installed him, he became a barbaric person. The only difficult thing to accept is that somebody went and killed him, which I don't accept. You understand? But he was barbaric. You could imagine he put into the Constitution that to protest is part of a terrorist activity. You can imagine that. That is a law that he wanted to put into the Constitution. So those who don't follow it up would never understand. We got another one, Ralph Gonzalez. I call his name, I don't care. I call anybody name. You understand? Ralph Gonzalez is the same thing of this terrorist party that is in now. He was being installed for years and he still is.
Yes.
And apparently the Vincentanians can't move him.
That's it. He suffered nothing to stand for.
Of course, he got so many charges here. He got constitutional crimes. Which was the other crime when you're stalking little children with a scalio? A pedophile. No, don't laugh. You understand? This is what this man is. Nobody spoil nobody. Them banner your street dirty and are coming to this country for giving, trying to give, what's the word? Presidential council to Granger. With the other one, Golden, who was the chairman for the OAS, who was put in charge. You can imagine they put a criminal, a drugs lord, a stinking, dirty drugs lord for watch over again constitutional elections. Then they bring Maya along with Gonzalez. Right now, she gets so bad that the people them land who she want to take away in Barbados, that should be before the Queen's Council. You understand what I mean? All of them. All of them. So I don't understand what we're going on really in this place. That people they say who to bring in the beer criminals, the backyard got all kind of weed.
Well, it's only lead up to one thing, and the one thing you've been saying all the time with people have to.
Yes, the people gotta come out. If the people don't come out, crime will rule the way in Guyana. Crime will be the way of democracy in this country. Crime, corruption, murder, mayhem.
Some people believe that, oh, I'm safe, I don't have to worry about that, so I ain't gonna go out. But today might be for me, tomorrow it might fall on you. You never know. You understand? So might as well try and answer and go out. Yep. And demand justice and the rule of law in Guyana. It comes from law, they break down of law. So that's why the police got to be held accountable also. They're part of law, a big part. You know.
So I don't want to feel. Yes, you're welcome. Stay safe and be careful, okay?
Yeah, you do.
Yes, Skipper. I don't want to feel. These people feel that I can pretend. You understand what I mean? And I hide in my corner, so I can't call that like certain friends in high places. Why can't do like we used to do? But I used to call people name. Got call the name. Can't sorry for these boys. Because these boys when they send people at your house, it's to kill you. They send people at your house to pat your head down. Thank you very much for calling GMS Live Voice of Democracy. Good night. Protest.
Yes, good night, Mr. Matthews.
Good night to you, sir.
I want to make a contribution tonight. About 12 years ago, Barajab realized that there was a dwindling Indian community in Guyana. And he skillfully, you hear what I said? Skillfully made it easier for kids who born of Guyanese parents, either one or both, to get a Guyana passport. So he knew that migration took a toll on the Indian population. But like Indians, everything they take out the trench, they clean the trench. They don't leave nothing in the trench when they go in there. So they came to America and they realized that this is Belarus and they're not going to move. And he cannot get them to come back home to work or to live in Guyana. And the black people in Guyana got to understand that. And unless they understand that we are more than them, particularly those house slaves who do not know the history, those house slaves who did not respect the sacrifice of Day One, Coffee, and all the others, Pops Burnham and all of them. So, and the parents have to begin to educate the children. We will fall as a black society. That's the only way to get success. But there are too many persons looking for free lunches in Guyana. particularly black people. You got to decide, we don't want these people lunch. We want power. We want empowerment. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Stay safe and be careful. Thank you for calling.
Yes, sir.
I think that guy that called said it the most. And one thing that stood out to me, what he said just now. They feel that we're always hungry. Didn't say it plain. So they always think that we want their lunch. Look at what this man said on a live press conference. He said the only reasons why the opposition comes to Parliament is to eat the food. He can guarantee that's all they come to Parliament to do. And the opposition leaders stand up and said, oh, I'm going to write a letter. You serious? Them bandits in these offices sit on, chair and talk. It's time to pull up the socks, pack a bag, and jump on the fastest plane out of this country. We're sorry for these boys. We calling them politicians. Them boys are no politician, friend. These boys is murderers. You hear me? Them boys is murderers. And I ain't got no sympathy for murderers. I can't pretend. I can't cover it down. I can't put soap on it. Certain things I can't do. Because I lived through a lifetime of murder, mayhem, and terror. I still live in it. Because to witness terror lives with you until it comes out of you, it becomes part of you. You wonder if you went to war and come back. So it's traveling from PTSD. Post-traumatic syndrome disorder. A lot of guys need to suffer from it. Because they wake up every morning with their loved ones on a slab of ice. Can't even be identified how the murder took place so rough and harsh. You can't even identify them. Look, you got two boys were murdered, two young men, two lads, murdered beyond description. Can't even identify them, the Henry boys. Who could commit such gruesome act? Then people operate like if it's cows slaughtering. Dislocate and dismember them. One of them, the head's to sever, just a piece of skin hanging on. And you tell me that you can't solve the crime up to now? Them bandits in deserve for sleep, I don't know how they're making their bed up comfortable and sleeping alongside of their wives. Them boys is murderers. I can't help it but to say this over and over and over again. Can't feel sorry for them. There's no way I could feel sorry for Ear Fraud and his book of criminals or Jack Dio and his henchmen. Can't feel sorry. You take a good look. The people who they bring back is the people who are charged on the investigation for crimes that they have committed in the previous administration, or to come back in this one is the installed one. And they're there to tell you that they're working on behalf of us. Jibo affirms 7 days of rest. No work, pens down, strike, report sick. No one stay home. That's what we affirm, 7 days. Guyana economic blackout. We affirm 7 days. of complete stay home, no work, report sick if you can, strike, do not work. Join the many who have now been striking for days. If you can't come out, stay home. And the preferable thing to do is stay home if you don't want to be locked up. The police can't come till in your house and lock you up. Y'all stock up your houses. Stock up your shelves. Buy the things that you needed the most. Spend your money within your own community, not in a Chinese store. Don't go to Giftland. Don't go to the Amazon Mall. Don't go to these places. Keep your ice cream money in your pocket. It is important for you right now to do this. We need to bring this government to its knees. It's not a want, it's a must. It's a need. It's not a necessity. These people are sparse with Guyanese. And you only encourage your sparse if you tend not to do nothing about it. As I said again earlier, I will only be here for an hour. And the time is almost up because I have other pending matters to deal with. I want to thank you for the time. I had to come on tonight because the matter is so urgent that I have to choose whether to come and do an hour or not. So I'm here to do the hour. Let's fight the fight. Walk the walk and talk the talk. Don't let's back down. I want to... Hold on. A pleasant good night to you. This is GMS Live, the voice of democracy. And before you start, I have like another 3 minutes because I need to close off. I need to be at somewhere presently. So can we be quick? Thank you very much.
Good. I'll be quick and I'll be most relevant.
Thank you very much.
To you and those in the diaspora.
Yes.
Good. Now, Leslie James, as the commissioner, was asked by the autonomous one in GCOM, Chairwoman Claudette Singh, look, investigate these overseas voters that they're talking about in Alta Chung Center. Then while you're at that, investigate some dead people who they claim voted. Leslie James, she gave him the particulars. So she had a suspicion. She was curious. She had doubt. Leslie James, as the chief police in charge of the country, came back and said, look, these people are 4,000 overseas, 100 dead people voted. Claudette Singh took that information knowingly and she hit it, low and full over the head and said, look, this information is unlawful. These votes aren't verified, but I want you, as the representation of Article 96 of ROPA, you must count this. These unlawful votes. Lowenfield said, I can't count these unlawful votes. Count them or you will be held in contempt. So long story short, she counts them. Claudette Singh takes them and she makes them count towards the final declaration. Hence, we've got people sitting in government and we've got the police department sitting on an investigation report that says that the PPP are currently unlawful, which that makes them de facto and illegitimate. Now, what are we going to do about that evidence? That is a question to Rosedale Ford. That is a question to Granger, who is sitting there as the head, but mostly Rosedale Ford in Harmon, right? Because we've got valid evidence. What are we going to do about valid police evidence? What's the requirement in the Guyanese Constitution that says about police and evidence? Police evidence must be followed to its logical conclusion. So why aren't we acting on that evidence? Right? Now, the coalition just had a documentary about the theft of democracy. So how can we use this evidence that comes from the constitutional body, the police force? How can we follow that evidence to its logical conclusion to work together with the documentary on the theft on democracy? To say, hey, we have got credible powerful and they must be removed.
I understand.
Okay? That's just for starters.
I understand you clearly. And this conversation too sweet. But you know what? I got to go. I have matters that is beyond my control. And here, call back tomorrow night. I can give you 15 minutes of this show time. We can talk the same talk. We talk the same name. You understand?
Yes.
But thank you very much.
Give me a call and I'll call you.
No problem. You call me. Right? Stay safe and be careful. Yeah, bye-bye. Yes, I want to thank you all. That just kicked it off some more, but I can't hold my breath more longer. I have to go. It's important. I must leave. And I just want to say thank you very much. Stay safe and be careful to all those who have called. Sanitize yourself, wear a mask. Don't forget the little ones you take it to public places. Remember to vote on the referendum and to give your donation to the GoFundMe page. To the GoFundMe, sorry. This is Dr. Matthews saying good night. Cheerios for now.